Because Bethesda dates to 1740, because it invokes Benjamin Franklin and George Whitefield, because it's a beautiful, historic space. Because of all those things, it's tempting to forget Bethesda's mission to the boys of today and tomorrow. But David Tribble doesn't forget.
Well, really, Bethesda has a very, very rich heritage, a tremendous legacy, and we don't want to run away from that. I mean, that legacy really kind of tees up our future, because when you come to Bethesda, you know there's an institution there that has staying power. Now, what's incumbent upon us in the present day is to make sure that the staying power is really relevant to the needs of the boys today. The history from 1740 gives us a reason for being, but our future is really based on meeting the needs of the children today.
We're finna open the chickens. You might want to back up.
Bethesda Principal Kelly Burke says that the students learn best when they're a little dirty. To help them get that way, as in years past, Bethesda has chickens and goats and other farm critters that need tending.
I think they learn responsibility. I mean, coming out here every morning, making sure that the animals have feed and water, making sure that their netting is set up right and that they're protected from predators. They learn to care for something else and learn how to take care of something that we give them responsibility with.
And sometimes they use them as salads.
Wrapped up in the responsibility lesson is one on the free enterprise system. Marvin Evans is harvesting microgreens, which will be sold at their farmers market on Thursday. In fact, the school produces about $350,000 a year in revenue from its enterprises.
You know, people could come and buy local eggs, produce, and all that's all organically grown. We have a wonderful wildlife preserve that Coach Tom Brackett is doing a great job with, as far as doing quail hunts, pheasant hunts, and all of our young men get to work in these areas.
Teaching them the farming aspect out there, the studio, video studio production, and the athletic program. More than anything, I think the work ethic that they're teaching these young men is making a big difference.
But Bethesda has apples too, and small class sizes, and a nationally ranked chess team, and a championship basketball program. All components in a unique master plan for the boys.
It gives them a little bit of taste of different things that they may not experience if they just went to a regular school. And our property alone offers a lot of great opportunities. We're 650 acres right on the Moon River that's absolutely spectacular.
A couple of things have not changed since the founding of Bethesda in 1740. One is the fundamental tenets of the institution.
A love of God, a love of learning, and a strong work ethic. You know, when boys and families come together and they really get into that, it's amazing the things that they can accomplish.
The others having students who live on campus during the school week.
We really see boarding as a chance to really get our young people involved holistically in the entire campus day. When you offer all that we do, from the educational aspects to the work study aspects to the athletic, the spiritual formation, Bible study program that we have, you really need to have access to the boys 24 hours a day. And the boarding program brings that to the table for us.
Look at the orthopedic shoes.
Henry Brown is a cottage success story. As a student at Groves, he didn't find the structure and discipline that's seen him flourish at Bethesda. But living, studying, and working at the same place minimized the distractions and maximized the discipline.
In life, you have to be organized. You have to be on time, you have to be ready, you have to be prepared. And those are some of the skills that we help instill on a day-to-day basis.
My focus level has grown tremendously, and my grades have improved tremendously.
Compare that, as Dr. Tribble does, to the success rate of the public school system.
Here in Chatham County, 71% of the African American males in our public schools failed to graduate from high school on time. Over 50% of Caucasian males failed to finish school on time.
95% of Bethesda students graduate high school on time, driven by a clear understanding of expectations, best described by student Romello Stokes.
In the 8th grade, I had the opportunity of meeting a man called Mr. William Mack. There was one thing he told me, well, to all the students, that I would never forget. A man don't work, a man don't eat.
Romello's remarks came at the annual President's Banquet, where the keynote speaker was another Bethesda alum. Jay Avery described his situation before Bethesda came into his life.
No one in my life was anything close to successful. Mine was a world of negative causes and even more negative effects. Drug dealers and drug addicts, generations of oppression and repression, and the paralyzing fear that things would never be different.
But things were different for Jay, who continued on to Emory University, where he earned a BA in philosophy by following the path he began at Bethesda.
It has truly been my honor to represent the organization that has been so instrumental in me achieving my own goals.
Bethesda is a starting point for all the young men who come there, a place that, despite its storied past, is always looking forward.
When you come to Bethesda, whatever preceded your enrollment at Bethesda, it gets put behind you. That's no longer important. It's all about connecting with what's going on today and preparing for the future.
But that future is shaped for the young men of 2013, just as it was for those of 1740.
A love of God, a love of learning, and a strong work ethic are amazingly still guiding all that we do and all that we prepare to do.